What's going on, everybody? We are a weekly gaming news show. Welcome back. It is another Sunday, meaning there is more gaming news that we want to discuss with you. It's episode 57, and yeah, we are your hosts. My name is Trenell, and I'm here as always with the homeboy Todd. What's going on, Todd?
What's up, man? What's up? I hear you had a busy weekend.
Quite the weekend. Attended Evo 2017 is my first Evo. And I had a very good time. But I heard that you did something this Sunday. What did you do?
I was up in Chicago.
Okay.
Hanging out with the fam. My mom actually, she went back and got her master's, so she had her ceremony.
Congratulations.
And yeah, we went up there and we hung out. Watched her walk, and it was a good time.
That's dope, man. Anytime that you can see somebody just go through that, see the end of a process like that is awesome. Right. I love going to graduations and ceremonies and stuff.
Yeah, man. She put that. It was hard work for her. She struggled a little bit on this one because it's a lot of work that they put you through, and she did it while she was still working. She's a nurse, so she's still working on the floor and doing that stuff, and she went back and got her master's in nursing. So
wow,
yeah, congratulations to her.
Congratulations to Mama Boogie. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this show. We want to thank everybody who's tuning in. We are currently streaming live on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Mixer. So to all of our homies and homegirls out there that are watching live, thank you very much. But let's go ahead and get into the first segment of the show, which is the weekly icebreaker. And normally it's a question that we ask of each other to get a sense of where we are on certain gaming topics. But this time I want to talk about something a little off the cuff. Sometimes we like to go off the cuff, and we couldn't do it last show because Boogie hadn't seen it yet, but he finally saw Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah. So I want to talk about Spider-Man Homecoming. Can we please talk about this movie? Because god dang,
we can talk about Spider-Man. Look, listen, I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't going in based on the previous movies, and to be quite honest, the first three with Tobey Maguire I didn't like. The last two I like better, although Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Jamie Foxx was kind of a mishmash of a mess.
Okay.
The first one was interesting. I enjoyed that. But this one was super entertaining. It was super entertaining. Tony Stark's cameo, Happy, was freaking hilarious.
Oh man, yeah. Happy and Tony, they were just the comic relief of the whole movie. And I love seeing them.
And then his buddy, can I be the man in the chair? Can I be the man in the
chair?
Yeah,
his friend, yeah. I really liked how they really incorporated a lot more of his high school life in this movie. It really humanized the character, unlike any of the previous ones.
Right. It's like because it's pre Mary Jane. They had that little part towards the end where they actually
this is pre the first girlfriend.
What's his name?
Gwen Stacy. This
Gwen
is
Stacy,
pre Gwen Stacy. Yeah.
Yep. So it's in the Spider-Man timeline as far as his life. It's before any of the other two Spider-Mans start. I thought, I was super interested. I mean, super entertained, and I really enjoyed it. It was good. I like Michael Keaton played a badass bad guy. Man. He was really good.
See, I love Michael Keaton from Batman and Batman Returns. So that's my Batman right there. That's the one that I grew up with.
The original Michael Keaton, the original Batman.
God, I love those movies. So I've always been a fan of Michael Keaton. I loved him in that one movie that he did. Was it Hawkman or something like that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where he was the washed up actor, superhero actor.
So good. I loved him in that movie.
Good. Yeah.
And in this movie, he played a very convincing low-level villain, because the Vulture is a low-level villain, but he did bring a lot of intensity to the character, and the same thing that Marvel does with all of the movies that they've been doing lately is humanizing these super extraordinary beings.
Right.
They humanized them. They made them feel like real people.
But you feel where they're coming from, because I mean, watching his character from the beginning, his origin, how he actually started and where he got to, if you think about it, it's something that a normal person may do, right?
Right.
Something a normal person may do. They're upset, they got shafted, and they still need to provide. So it's something that
something that you can see happening in the real life.
Right. And the little twist in there, I kind of saw that coming a little way down, but the little twist in there, I'm not going to spoil it because it's still fairly new.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely good.
Yeah, definitely a pleasant movie. I mean, at first when I first saw the original 3 Spider-Man movies, I always thought they were good, but that was because I was super young. Those are like super campy, like almost cheesy, cringy type movies when you go back and watch them now.
It's unwatchable. Yeah, it's unwatchable.
Yeah, I can only bear to watch number 2 because I feel like that was like the more like dark of the 3.
Right.
But then the Amazing series, I did not like the first one. I thought that Andrew Garfield played a very twitchy Peter Parker, and he spent a lot of time like in the Spider-Man suit without the mask on. So I'm like, what is this guy doing? Does he want people to know who he is or whatever? And I actually didn't necessarily mind the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I felt like Andrew Garfield played the character a lot better, and I thought that it was overall a better story, and it was, you know, trying to lead into an even grander story with the Sinister Six, but
they Sony can't do it. They just can't.
Yeah, I think that may have been a little bit too ambitious for Sony. It may have fallen flat, but I can definitely see this Peter Parker going very far.
Yeah.
You know, even outside of like the grandiose, you know, like Marvel Cinematic Universe and the whole upcoming war for the gems or whatever. I could see him kind of just like sticking to his realm and being his own character and like building up his own world all on his own outside of, you know, what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, I thought I like that. I like the way the story arc. I like the way it ended. Did you stay for the
Of course I did.
What did you think of the last one? The patience. I don't know what to say because it made me crack up laughing. Yeah. I was still a little bit disappointed because I wanted to see some kind of preview. But yeah, it's both of the after movie trailers are definitely worth seeing if you haven't seen it. Yeah, just be patient.
Yeah, patience, man. It will pay off. Or not, whatever. But yeah, so that was our weekly icebreaker. Remember that you can always submit questions to us on our social media via either Facebook or Twitter. Just use the hashtag weekly icebreaker and ask us a question, and you know, maybe it will be answered or discussed live on the podcast. And a quick correction here. I did say earlier, I'm kind of mad you didn't catch me. I said it's Sunday. We're actually recording this on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
It is Tuesday where we're reporting news that came before Sunday. So all of this
up until Saturday.
Right. Yeah. So we're still on the previous news cycle. It's just with Evo and everything. We weren't able to record on Sunday.
We were both out of town.
Yeah. So let me correct myself before.
As we do.
Yeah. Before we get too far. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into our next segment, which is our quick hits. Any story that you guys submit to us will most likely end up in the quick hit section because it's a story that we mostly just report, and then we just give like our quick like 2 cents on it. It doesn't deserve like a necessarily like a deep dive or anything, but it's something that we want to discuss with you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into the first story. Boogie, what do we got?
The first story we got is about Rainbow Six Siege. Okay. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And basically they are now getting loot boxes. Loot boxes in line with what you see in Overwatch, and not necessarily a pay-for-play scheme. A pay-to-win scheme, I should say. So those are coming out. You're getting skins for your weapons, outfits, and stuff like that.
I just want to have a video for it. My bad. Go ahead.
From my understanding, there's no upgrades or anything that's going to boost your stats or anything like that. So, yeah.
So, I mean, this is kind of like the way that first-person shooters have been going for quite some time. I mean, they have loot boxes in some form of fashion in just about every single shooter on the market right now. So for these guys to be the oddball out, seeing as how it's such a small community, they're kind of just like, you know, wasting an opportunity to make money because it's one of those things where if you want it, it's there for you to buy, and if you don't want it, then then don't buy it.
Right. I would never talk down on purely cosmetic loot boxes. If it's, as long as it's something that I don't necessarily need, or it's something that's not giving somebody a leg up because they're spending money, I don't have a problem with it. The only problems I have with microtransaction are those that advance you in the game without putting the time into the game.
Right, like giving you like, you know, level 70 weapons or whatever when you're like a level like 25 or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I will never agree with those as well. But cosmetic loot boxes are cool as long as there is a way for you to get them in game, like, you know, through playing the game, you can still get them. Like if it's not required that you buy them, then I'm all about it. Yeah. So that's cool. What's the next story that we got?
We've been reporting the past couple of weeks of games, the big AAA games, or the games by the big AAA studios not coming to Nintendo Switch, and we have a big AAA published game coming to the Nintendo Switch in the form of WWE 2K18.
Oh wow!
This was announced and confirmed with a full video of coming to the Switch. That's super cool. They're getting something. I haven't played. Actually, I take that back. I do have the latest, or the 2K17, or maybe it's 16, because it was free on Xbox Live Games with Gold 1 month. Okay. I do have that. I played it for a little while. It's more advanced than I remember any WWE game being, but this is a step in the right direction. At least, you know, Nintendo is getting third-party support for the Switch. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be the super killer, say the high-spec games. When you look at stuff like Anthem or the Assassin's Creed series, or like even Call of Duty,
right?
It does look like those maybe will be making it, but not every game is going to skip Nintendo the Switch, which is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, WWE. I mean, it's the only wrestling game on the market at the time. I remember back in the day when you had like the Nintendo 64 games, and then you had the PlayStation 1 games. There was multiple wrestling game franchises that you can jump into, but seeing that this is the only one, it would be highly unfortunate if Nintendo weren't able to get them in some way, shape, or form. Now, go ahead.
I was going to say WWE is the only one out there because they brought everybody else. They brought WCW, and they brought, what was the other one?
I'm talking about is in terms of just like the wrestling game franchises, like you had like the SmackDown series. Then you had like the WWF Revenge and stuff like that, and No Mercy. Those were the 64 games, and then you also had the PlayStation 1 games. You have multiple developers, is what I mean, making wrestling games. That hasn't been a thing for a long time.
For a long time, yeah. THQ bought them, and then when THQ went bankrupt, you know, 2K brought the rights to WWE and the license, and
so they're the sole licensor of the WWE franchise.
Right.
My question is, will the graphics suffer? Because I like the WWE games. They you know, they're not like on the lower end of the graphics scale, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think they're mid-spec game, and the Nintendo Switch is a mid-spec system.
So they should be able to.
They should be fine. Yeah, I think it should be able to do just fine with WWE. And again, what you don't have to worry about is the expansive worlds. I think that's where the Switch will have a problem when you're playing with something like an Assassin's Creed or Anthem or Destiny 2. Because the world is expansive, they have to have the on-the-fly rendering. I think the Switch will have a hard time with that. Whereas WWE is really contained into the ring. Maybe some crowd.
Yeah, maybe some like crowd interactions or some like background, like backstage stuff,
that type of stuff. Right, walking up the ramp, but it's not as expansive where you have to do so much rendering on the fly. So it is going to be a lot less resource intensive to run that game.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I can agree with that. So yeah, chalk one up for the Nintendo Switch, getting a long-lasting franchise, and this is the other thing. You know, it's another multi-platform game that already has an established base on the other two consoles. So is it going to be worth it in the end to distribute, send all the stuff to the retailers, have that shelf space? Is it going to be worth it in the end?
Well, I look at it this way, because mainly wrestling. I watched wrestling for a long time. I think during the what they call it, the Attitude Era was the last with The Rock and Steve Stone Cold and them. I haven't watched since then. But
Okay.
if you look at it, a lot of times kids watch wrestling.
This is
right?
true.
And the Nintendo Switch, from what anybody wants to say, obviously there's going to be hardcore gamers are, but Nintendo is still a kid's brand, and parents will be buying Switches for their kids, and the kids will want the wrestling game. So I see this. This is a logical step, a logical choice for WWE or for 2K to put this on the Switch.
Okay.
Because there's going to be an installed base on the Nintendo Switch. There's going to be kids with the Switch that's going to want this.
Okay, I can agree with that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next story.
And we talked about this before, but it is now live for everybody. The Xbox One dashboard update. This update added the multi-stream for Mixer. It added tournament play for Killer Instinct and some other quality of life updates. We went deep into this a while ago, a couple episodes ago. It was back in May. I forget the day. I think it's the second episode in May is when we talked about this, I believe.
Okay.
But it's now live to everybody else. We're both in the preview program, so we got a little earlier and we messed around with it. It's cool. I think the coolest thing on here is the Mixer.
Oh,
the
multi-stream for Mixer. The multi-stream for Mixer is damn near seamless.
Yes.
Me, you, and Marcus were playing
For Honor.
And it seemed like when the viewer is watching it on Mixer, like they can like switch from each screen,
right? Or you can even multiplex it if you're watching. You can put all 3 or 4. It can be up to 4 people, so you can put all 4 up on the screen at the same time, so you can see their point of view.
And then you can also choose which one is in control of the audio as well.
Exactly, and it's like Trenell saying, it's seamless. And on top of that, what's really amazing, there's no lag.
Nope.
So the screens are spot on.
Yeah, it's like perfectly synced. Yeah,
exactly. It's really cool. The other things is the tournament. What's cool about the tournament update is that you now get notifications if you've registered to enter in a tournament, you get a notification when your match is up. When it's your turn to play. You also get notifications when friends set up tournaments, and also when friends set up a LFG for a game, you'll get a notification if one of your friends sets up an LFG for a game. So if you want to jump in and play with your friend or what have you, that's cool too. I mean, it's a lot of quality of life stuff. I think they're doing a lot, especially as far as trying to get people playing together,
right?
With the LFG and the tournaments and even the multi-stream Mixer. So yeah, if you haven't, I think that it went live on Tuesday. I could be wrong. Is it yesterday? No, last week Tuesday.
Oh, last Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it went live last week Tuesday. If I'm remembering correct, I'm looking at the article now. But the 13th. What day was the 13th? Oh, I'm sorry, Thursday. So it went live Thursday.
Okay.
If you haven't downloaded, if you don't have auto update on, go ahead and download it. It's worth it.
Yeah. I've had nothing but a good time on that. We definitely need to do some more of that though. We've only done it once.
Right.
We need to get on that some more because that I was shocked, as to how good it ran. Because I've been trying to do multi-streaming. I've been trying to do that using more third party apps or whatnot to get that working, and none of them have looked that good, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's especially when you start adding third party plugins and such. What happens is the sync, and it's because it's pulling the stuff from all over the place and trying to match it up. It's difficult, but the way Mixer does it is it's amazing. And what's also cool about Mixer is you don't have to stream Xbox games. If you go onto the site, you can stream whatever you want.
Yeah.
What a PC, PlayStation, Switch.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was streaming on Mixer one day, and somebody asked me hey, this isn't a Xbox game. It was nah, because you can. I'm using the Restream.io to stream on multiple platforms, and then it shows up on Mixer. So it's all really cool. It's nothing but a good thing for people like me who like to stream on Mixer. And so if I can incorporate gameplay from another person's perspective without compromising what I'm doing, it's just it's solid. I need to put more time into it.
Yeah. What game is it that's coming out that's going to be multiplayer co-op?
Is that jailbreak game? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't remember, but it's a game that I think will work well with the mix of co-stream.
Yeah.
I forgot what it is.
We'll have to see what's up.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our next segment, which is going to be the top 5 news stories for the day. But before we do that, I do want to give a shout out for the for the week. Yeah, top 5 news story for the week. Sorry, my bad.
You just got on me last time for not correcting your date, so I just want to make sure I get out.
Hey, you're on it. You're on it. I got it. I appreciate that. So the top 5 news stories for the week. But before we do that, we will give a quick shout out to our sponsor, which is the New Challenger Discord. Give me 1 second to bring that up. Bam, here we go. newchallenger.gg. If you go to their website, they are doing both coaching sessions as well as bi-weekly tournaments for both Street Fighter V and Injustice 2. So on my screen, if you click on the home page, you click on the game of your choice, you can get resources and data on just about every character on the roster. So go to newchallenger.gg, let them know that TrueSonic sent you, and get good at your favorite fighting game. And with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the top 5 news stories. And Boogie, why don't you go ahead and start us off? What we got?
The first thing we got is Logitech. Logitech is making the leap from PC to console, and they're not doing it with new tech. They're doing it with a purchase. Logitech has entered agreement to purchase Astro Gaming. They make headsets mainly for consoles and some other accessories. And Logitech, I mean, if you're anybody that's anybody, you know Logitech is one of the top third-party accessory makers for PC. They headsets, mice, keyboards, webcams. Yeah, if it's an accessory, they make it, and a lot of their stuff, if not all of it, is really high quality, top notch. I'm actually using a Logitech webcam right now.
Yeah, same here.
And a Logitech mouse, and not the keyboard, just the mouse and the cam. But yeah, I mean that stuff works well. They want to jump into the console market, which is well worth it, especially considering how the consoles are moving closer and closer to PCs. So headsets, mice. I know Sony, the PlayStation is KBM compatible. You can use keyboard and mouse on the PlayStation, and you can do so on the Xbox, but in a limited capacity. But there's going to be a new player in the console market for peripherals.
Yeah, and with the demise of Mad Catz, I mean, I guess this just like filling that void that Mad Catz left.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And with a company like Logitech, the only thing that you're going to get is quality. Like they are a pretty stand-up company as far as the peripherals. I mean, back in the day before the Xbox 360 controllers became compatible with PC, the way that you played PC games with a controller was using a Logitech controller.
Right.
Yeah, that was way back in the day. So now you can use any controller on PC.
Yeah, long ago. But they still make controllers. They make their controllers were good. I mean, the stuff Logitech makes it good. Heck, I got universal remotes, the Harmony remotes, Logitech. I mean,
I believe Logitech, my keyboard. I have a wireless keyboard and mouse combo that is Logitech. I just realized that. Yeah, so I use a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, if you look at them, I mean, they are a big company with big pockets, and that's good for a small player like Astro to grow.
Exactly. You want to go ahead and move on to the next one?
Yeah, we can move on, unless you have more to say.
I ain't got nothing else to say. Let's go ahead and move on.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next story. So
Overwatch.
Since you love Overwatch so much, no, I'm kidding.
I love Overwatch. It's a great game. I just lost it. I can't find it. That's the thing about having physical copies of stuff. Like you can actually lose it.
Yeah. So Overwatch has announced the first 7 franchises for the Overwatch League here, and we talked about this in their $20 million league entry fee. To buy a game. So, but they found 7 people to buy teams so far. They have a team that's going to be in Los Angeles, Miami, San Francisco, Shanghai, Seoul, Korea, New York, and Boston. And the team in Boston is being purchased by Robert Kraft, who owns the New England Patriots of the NFL. Mm-hmm. And the team in New York is being purchased by Jeff Wilpon, who owns the New York Mets in the Major League Baseball. So I mean, those are two billionaires, quite literally billionaires, that's buying these teams. And the team, I believe it's in San Francisco, the NRG team, has Shaquille O'Neal as an investor.
It was just like I've been saying, man. Everybody's just going where the money is, dude.
Right. I mean, 7 teams to start. Still unsure as to when the league is going to start, but I mean they've got some serious investors here. I mean these guys aren't playing. I mean, good for them. I just have a problem when you can have a character that shoots the floor and kill you in one shot. I'm not going to tell you who that is. Anybody who plays Overwatch knows who the hell I'm talking about.
Shoot the floor and kill you in one shot?
Yeah, he shoots the floor and you die with one shot. He shoots you in your foot. It's Hanzo, man. It's stupid.
Oh, it's fucking Hanzo. Yeah.
Stupid spread arrow.
Yeah.
Fucking shoot me in my elbow and I die 0 to 100. It's nonsense.
Oh my god.
But yeah, balance issues aside, I mean, I'm going to definitely follow this, and when they have their inaugural tournament, season, game, whatever, I am going to watch. I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to see how it plays out. I mean, I've never been too big on Overwatch. It's fun to play. We'll see how entertaining it is to watch in an E-League capacity.
Yeah.
Whenever they decide to make it live, or decide to make it a thing when they finish everything up. And so I can't wait to see how far it goes. I mean, because there's no denying Overwatch's popularity. It is it is one of the most popular games that come out of this console cycle.
It's a year old and it's no sign of slowing down. In fact, it's still picking up users.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely popular, and
with the inclusion of free DLC, free characters, free maps,
free levels. Yeah.
Yeah, they're only going to get even more and more popular. Like the people that continue to play don't really have an incentive to stop playing because there's always something new on the horizon. Right,
because their last patch, they released a new last big patch. They released a new level, and now they got a new patch coming up that has a new character. And both, like you said, both of those are free. So,
we'll see, man. We'll be talking about Overwatch as long as forever at this rate.
At the way it is going. Balance issues aside, Genji and Hanzo are broken. I don't care what anybody says.
But so I know who to pick up once I find my game.
That's neither here nor there.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next story. And now we're going to be talking about Valve. And now we mentioned mentioned these guys. The last time we talked about them was during the Steam Summer Sale. Yep. Which, in case you don't know, it is a yearly event where games go from anywhere to 20 to about 70% off on some of your favorite franchises, and pretty much just breaks a lot of people's wallets. But during that time frame, I should say right after the Steam Summer Sale was over, Valve issued bans for over 40,000 users.
That's hurtful.
That is hurtful.
Think about 40,000 people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, that is a lot of people, and it came from in the article that I read and that you can see in the show notes. It states that a lot of people that were previously banned will wait until the Steam the summer sale comes along and then repurchase the games that they lost, because when your account is banned, there's no stopping anybody from creating a new account, but all of the games that you have under the previous account are gone. Like those are gone. So what a lot of people will do is wait for the summer sale to get back a lot of the games that that they lost. And so I guess they were looking out for that, and they saw like patterns of people that they banned in the exact same games that they were rebuying. And that was one of the ways that they caught him again. It's a trap.
That's a genius. That's amazing. And you know what? Initially, I was like, "Oh, that's messed up," because all these people spent. But you got kicked off, so you didn't get suspended. You got kicked off the system. You're like, that's like getting kicked out of the baseball stadium. They say never come back. Don't go buy another ticket because they're not gonna let you in, right?
Right.
It's the same thing. You've been banned. You were told you are not welcome. Don't spend your money to try to go back when you're not welcome. And they called them. Good on them. And if you're getting banned from Steam, you did something pretty bad.
Yeah.
You didn't. They don't just ban you because for no reason. If you got banned, you did something bad, and not only did you do something pretty bad, you did it continuously after being warned multiple times. So good on them. I hope such an efficient system can be put out on other systems.
Right.
That'd be cool. But yeah, sucks for the people that got banned. But I guess you need to go buy a PlayStation. Don't buy Xbox. We don't want you there. Go buy a PlayStation.
Yeah, go buy a PlayStation or Xbox, because then I guess if you download the games, they're still on your console. So you just banned from the online service. I don't know how it works. I've never been banned from anything. No, I try to be a good boy.
Yeah, I got a two week com ban on Xbox one time a long time ago because I said some stuff I might not should have been saying.
Some unsavory things.
Yeah, some unsavory things about some people's families. And
such. Lord, Boogie! That was the very first patented Boogie rant.
But it's you get what you get.
You get what you get
if you do what you do.
Yep. I had a video for the next story, but it's not here. So while I get that, can you please go ahead and transition to the next story for us, please? What
we got going on next, for all of you Kingdom Hearts fans out there, Disney actually had their own conference, was at D23. And at this conference, they announced Kingdom Hearts 3. The world kind of said finally, all together. Everybody said finally, because this is, 10, 12 years since the last Kingdom Hearts game, maybe even longer. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming. They added the Toy Story world to it, so you got Woody and Buzz and those guys in there, and the game looks freaking amazing.
Yeah,
and I'm definitely interested.
I mean, I was already interested. I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I always have been, and one thing is, the worlds. I mean, what brings you to Kingdom Hearts, time and time again, it can't be the story, because the story is damn near impossible for you to keep up with. But, when you engaged in these different Disney worlds, I mean, because it's a crossover between Disney and the Square Enix characters, Final Fantasy to be more precise. And when you get to see these Disney worlds, brought to life, and, you get to play in these worlds and walk around, that is what keeps me coming back to the Kingdom Hearts series. So I've played all of them, including the ones that were on handheld. I skipped out on the mobile game, but I have been excited for Kingdom Hearts ever since it was first shown off with that first trailer back in the day. So I'm super excited for it. And the Toy Story world is just, oh my god, because the characters look like they were ripped right out of the what's it called? Right out of a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I mean, the fidelity on these are freaking amazing. It's like, wow. I definitely want to see more of this.
Yeah. So far I think we have Mount Olympus from the Hercules movie. We have the Tangled World, and we have Toy Story. There could be one more that I'm missing as far as the Disney worlds. I know we're going to go back to Traverse Town. But yeah, I think that's all that we have so far. And I think they did announce a Big Hero 6 world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6. That? Oh, my God. I saw it so many times. That is a good movie.
It's good.
That is a good movie. So yeah, definitely looking forward to Kingdom Hearts. I mean, this was more not so much like reporting like news, but just like us just like nerding out for a second on how much we like Kingdom Hearts. It was cool that they released the trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait for it. I mean, we've been waiting for so long.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. It's been quite a while, definitely.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. What is our next story?
We're going to talk about the big news from this weekend. Well, the big gaming news from this weekend.
Yeah.
And EVO
2017 Evolution, the Super Bowl of the fighting game community, all went down over the weekend at in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay freaking super complex. I don't know what the hell you want to call it. So it's a hotel, resort, and casino. And I'm telling you, like, I was there. The way that we went in, when we got dropped off by the shuttles, I had to literally walk about 20 minutes to get to where Evo was actually happening. It is a freaking compound. It's freaking huge. But yeah, so first thing we're going to talk about, and this is also going to segue into our long form, but the first thing we want to talk about is the winners finals that came out of Evo. So we're just going to go down a list here. We'll have the full list of the competitors down in the show notes that you guys can check out. But first up, we're going to go ahead and just talk about the first place and then runner up for each game that was playable. So in Street Fighter V, which I actually did watch, I wasn't in attendance at the Sunday Grand Finals because that was like an extra fee, and I wasn't about to pay all that money to be like surrounded by a whole bunch of sweaty people. It was not an ideal situation. So at that point in time, we were just at the hotel. We had drinks. It was a bunch of us. We had food and stuff. So it was really cool. That's cool. But Takedo with his Akuma won first place over the favorite to win, which was Punk and his Karen.
His Karen, yeah.
His Karen and Nash. He used both of them during the finals. But man, that was definitely an upset just because Punk destroyed everybody in winners. Right. He destroyed everybody in his path.
Yeah, I watched the Sunday, the final 8, and yes, I watched him, and it was like nobody can touch him.
No, nobody can touch him. And I think I can't remember exactly, but I think Punk actually put Takedo in losers. He put him in the losers bracket.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so then Takedo fought his way back through the losers bracket and then completely annihilated Punk. Annihilated him.
Was it? I think Punk won maybe 2 out of 2.
I think he may have won like 2.
One or 2 rounds. I think
something like that. It was. I have to think it was less of like him not being able to compete with Takedo and more of the nerves just got to him, because if you saw this guy, he was like shaking. He was like something shook this guy. He was shook.
Right. It's just that he kind of folded under pressure a bit. Yeah. And I mean, it's a big stage. This is his first year competing, isn't it?
First year competing.
Yeah, first year. Think about it. He's played. Takedo's been doing it for what, 10 years now?
Yeah, Takedo's definitely an OG in Street Fighter.
Yeah. So and not just any OG. He's a legendary OG. Everybody knows Takedo. So if you think about it, somebody in their first year, they get this far, they're playing against a legend. It happens. That'd be like a rookie playing up against Tom Brady or something. It's bound to happen. Good for him. Hopefully he comes back next year, learns from his mistakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think this will be the last time we see Punk. I mean, for it to be his first ever Evo, he definitely displayed some outstanding gameplay.
Yep.
And definitely. So I'm sure we'll see him again, and it won't be too long before he's Evo champion. I don't think so. I don't think it'll be too long before he's a Evo champ.
Yeah, I mean, from what he showed, he just needs to be able to maintain his composure.
Yeah, maintain his composure, because it seemed like he had it up until grand finals.
Yep.
Yeah, because in the winners finals, he didn't even use. Oh no, that was the not winners finals, but winners semis. He didn't even use his main character.
Right, he was using Nash.
He used Nash, and it was more of like a mind game type thing. He was like, this guy is not worthy of my main character. I'm gonna freaking destroy him with my secondary, and then go from there. And then when he used his main character in winners finals, which is before grand finals, he used Karen, and he annihilated the third place winner. He annihilated that guy.
Was it? Gosh, I had his name. I watched that.
It was the guy with Cammy.
Kazunuko.
Yeah. He destroyed Kazunuko. He put that guy right in his place.
Yep.
So big ups to everybody that played. It was definitely entertaining to watch. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next game, because I don't want to spend too much time here. So as far as Smash Brothers for Wii U, Salem took first place over the fan favorite and longtime Smash Brothers winner, Zero, with his Diddy Kong, with a commanding display of skill in like the last 6 seconds of the match. It was like the entire last match, it was all in Zero's favor. Zero had him up to like almost like 113% on his second stock, and not only did Salem and his Bayonetta kill him, kill his first stock, but then like just completely stole Evo away from it in like a 5-second span. It was completely crazy, and I couldn't believe it. It happened so freaking fast, and it was really cool because I got to talk to Salem, and as we were leaving Vegas, I got to talk to him. We were in the same line heading onto our flights. And like I asked him, I was like, man, you killed that guy at like 20-something%, right? He was like, man, once we got that high up out of the screen into that blast radius, I was just pressing buttons, man. I didn't know who was alive, who was dead. It came down to the result screen because it could have gone either way at that point. He could have killed himself. He could have missed an attack and then got hit himself, and that would have just ended it for him. It was complete madness. So big ups to Salem. And this is funny. I think it was only temporary, but like after his loss, Zero deleted his Twitter. I thought that was kind of funny. Really? Yeah, I think it was only a temporary thing. I think he just didn't want that initial backlash from what happened because he had to be upset.
I could imagine.
Yeah, he had to be pissed. I know I would be. That's some serious salt right there. Yeah. But let's go ahead and move on to the next game, which is Tekken 7. And the first place winner with JDCR with his Hahachi and Dragunov taking it over the second place winner, which was Saint with his Jack 7. Tekken 7 is a hype game to watch. I mean, ever since it came out, and this is actually the first year that Tekken 7 has been like fully released, and then entered into Evo. Before it was only like the pros and people that played it in the arcades had any kind of experience. Right. So this is the official first year of Tekken 7 being a fully released game, and just watching this game is so freaking fun, dude. It is a fun game to watch with like all of the slow-mo, all of the effects. It's a beautiful game. And these two coming out of the same crew, Fox put on a outstanding performance. I loved every second of it. But let's go ahead and move on to the next game, which is Blaze Blue Central Fiction. Yeah, Central Fiction. I didn't get a chance to watch this in its entirety, but Ryusi with his Carl took it over. Oh my God, these names.
Finriddy
with his Finrich and Jin. The next game we have is Marvel Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and this thing was early. This was at I think 8 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, on the West Coast. It was like 8 in the morning.
Why? So, I guess they're playing the East Coast time because that'll make it 11 Eastern.
No, this was 8 o'clock in the morning our time.
Yeah, so it'd have been 8. It'd have been 11 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern.
yeah. So
11 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, 3 hours behind.
Yeah. So
3 hours ahead, I should say.
Yeah, but it was early for us, so I completely missed this one. Who won it? Oh, Chris G. He actually lost. I'm actually a big fan of Chris G, but he came in second to
Splice.
That's his team. So Ryan VL with his Chun-Li, Morgan, and Phoenix, and it looks like Morgan, Doom, and Virgil. Chris G. Christ Jesus, Chris Genius. He lost. He came in second place. Melee, this actually happened not on Sunday, but Saturday. That was on Saturday night, so we actually did get to see this. Armada took it over Mango with with a beautiful performance with Peach, and it turns out that Peach is actually pretty good. Like, I actually started figuring Peach out in Melee like right as Brawl released. But yeah, apparently Peach is just the truth out here, and because what does everybody always say when it comes to Melee? It's like Final Destination, Fox only, like that's what we do. But no, Peach came in first place, and that was actually pretty hyped to watch. Also on Saturday was the Injustice 2 finals. What's it called? Dragon. From the Noble Crew took Aquaman and Poison Ivy to first place over Honeybee with his Flash and Aquaman. The other two games, what we got? Guilty Gear, Xrd, Rev 2. God, these freaking names. These are finals that I
Amito, P5 M7.
Yeah, the first and second place competitors, and then in King of Fighters 14, we had
ET, and Zhao Hai.
And Zhao Hai, yeah. Those are the first and second place winners. We saw some of the King of Fighters finals, but yeah, happening like really late on a Saturday. Not a lot of people were really in attendance. But the the final, the grand final match was actually pretty hype because the last team that ET brought out was Clark, Bimimaru, and Daimon, and like he went into straight counter mode. Like he picked up a guy, slammed him, and then like did like his like level 3 super, which like actually had a character who normally has his eyes closed open his eyes and then just like destroy the freaking like planet with his hands.
Oh,
it was pretty hype that he brought out like a non-team for the grand finals match at Evo, because I believe the bracket was reset and he had to really like rethink his strategy, and it's a good thing he did, because I feel like if he would have stuck with his main team he would have lost. So he came out of nowhere with that last team and took Evo, so that was actually pretty hype. All of the list of all of the rest of the finalists and competitors will be listed in the show notes, so you can check that out for yourself. Mm-hmm. But let's go ahead and get into our long form discussion, in which we will be talking about the news, the actual gaming news that came out of Evo, because there were quite a few announcements. So Boogie, why don't you go ahead and get into our first one, since I've been talking for about 17 minutes now.
The first one is a Street Fighter story.
Yep.
Where they have announced their new character for Street Fighter V, who is Abigail. Abigail is a male. It's not a girl.
Nope. Yeah.
Abigail's a dude, and he's actually a grunt. Out of the Final Fight?
Yeah, the Final Fight.
Final Fight series. Yeah. So yeah, he's a big, bruising, giant, hulking monster of a man.
Yeah, I like that description.
He actually, when you look at the video, and it's playing now, he actually looks kind of cool. It'd be interesting to see how he plays and how he's integrated into the game, and if anybody serious picks him up.
Yeah, because a lot of questions were asked as soon as the video came out as to how are you supposed to jump over a character that's this tall, and also like if he's grabbable, if the character himself is able to jump, like what exactly are his mechanics. Right. A story came out earlier today that did confirm and show footage of him being jumped over and grabbed. So he will play like a traditional character. A lot of people thought that he would be like this kind of like wall character that you had to either like knock down in order to like get out of his trap. Like he was kind of just like gonna be like this hulking like
big trap.
Yeah, like a trap character. Like, okay, like if you cannot knock him down or if you can't get over, like you're gonna be in the corner. So that was something that people were concerned about. But it looks like he is grabbable. You can jump over him. So because it was crazy, because like if he stands straight, and especially if he jumps, his freaking head touches
is the top of the screen.
It touches the top of the screen. Yeah, like I think it'll like cover some of the health bar. So this guy is crazy, and with his release means there's only I think 2 more characters
for season
2.
Yeah,
and I have to say, man, I've been very disappointed in season 2. I mean, I know they tried to go for more.
They brought Akuma.
Well, besides Akuma, I mean, Akuma is definitely.
But that's all they need.
Always going to be welcome. But
that's all you needed. That's all you need in season 2. Nobody else is going to use any other characters anyway, right?
Well, I mean, Colleen. A lot of people swear by Colleen, but besides them two, I don't know, man. None of these characters really stand out to me, especially like Ed. He doesn't stand out to me at all. And
wasn't he like a background character? He was never.
He was in the story. I believe he was in the Street Fighter 4 story, kind of like Balrog's like protege or something like that, which is why he's like a boxer character. But none of them really stood out to me. I haven't actually like played Street Fighter 5 like in any capacity in quite some time, and it's because besides Ken, there's really no character that I really feel like, picking up. I don't really like a lot of the cast. And with all these new characters, I mean, damn, we still have legacy characters that haven't made it in, like Sagat and, like Blanca or whatever. Yeah. And there's also characters from Street Fighter 3 that we haven't seen in a long time, like Q, like 12, Sean. So there's other characters that can be put into this game, but have not made an appearance. So,
but better choice than Abigail or Ed or.
Yeah. Especially in Abigail.
Yeah.
Abigail he doesn't even look like that in Final Fight. So they like completely redesigned the character, and he looks dumb in my opinion. This is a very dumb design. I don't know. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece of news, and that is with Tekken. And if you're a fan of Tekken, prepare to be even bigger fan of Tekken, because they have released the fact that they will be incorporating the KOF and Fatal Fury boss Geese Howard into Tekken 7, giving this game another final boss, pretty much. Because if you played the Tekken 7 story, spoilers, one of the last bosses is Akuma. So Geese Howard, another boss character from another franchise, being incorporated into Tekken 7, and man, like it's crazy, because we were talking about how Akuma's inclusion in Tekken 7 is kind of like out of the norm, right? Because a lot of what Akuma does defies gravity, with the Tatsus and everything, right. So it doesn't really make sense as far as other KOF characters are concerned. So when we were talking about like any other characters that should be in it, I just randomly said it. I was like, man, it'll be probably a little better if they put like Geese Howard in it or something. And then like, as I said that, they showed the trailer, and as you can see, he has pretty much all of his classic moves. He has his the Rafuken, which is his projectile move. He has his counters and everything. So it looks like he plays pretty similarly to how he performs in KOF 14, I should say. Mm-hmm. When he can knock people down, then pick them back up. Oh my god! So this is definitely
the toggles.
This is definitely a better fit, in my opinion, than Akuma. Just because he's more of like I don't want to say realistic because it's a video game, but more of like a. He
fits the game style better than what Akuma does.
Yeah, because Akuma defies gravity and has like all types of like crazy shit. Right. Geese Howard is more of like a martial artist. Like a traditional martial artist with like a lot of like grabs and like counters and stuff. And if you look at the trailer, it looks like he can actually counter in your critical. I don't know what I can't remember what they're called, but like your super art, he can like counter that. So like your rage art, I think it's called. Yeah, he can counter your rage art if it's a physical attack. So that right there in itself is crazy.
Right.
So yeah, I cannot wait to to get my hands on them. I actually own Tekken 7. I haven't put a lot of time into it, but I think
you have it on PlayStation?
I have it on PC.
I thought Tekken 7 was on PC.
Nope, it's on PC.
It's Injustice. It's not on PC.
Yeah, Injustice. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so that was actually really cool. The DLC, the second DLC character, he's going to be available in winter of 2017. So everybody should go ahead and get their hands on it. It looks like Bandai Namco is doing the most to get people re-energized into the fighting game genre.
Right. It looked with the advent of esports, fighting games seem to be picking up steam, because they have been going down and lately. You haven't really gotten much from many of the fighting franchises, but now it just seems like quite a few of them are being reinvigorated. Yeah,
definitely. And it's been a long time where Capcom was seen as Capcom and SNK were kind of the ones that are on top. Right. And it looks like going forward we're going to see more like a Tekken and games coming out of Arc System Works that are going to be the top performers.
Yep.
Yeah, because Arc System Works, they're coming out with a lot of cool games.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff.
And before we get into those games, we actually have a story that came out of EVO. And it's the announcement of EVO Japan 2018. And their lineup of games. And what's interesting about their lineup is that they're taking out one of the games that are primarily ran by the US scene, which is Smash Brothers Melee, and they are replacing it with ARMS.
Drum roll. Oh, I was going to give you a drum
Sorry,
roll.
no drum roll required. It's not that hype. ARMS will be a competitive fighting game at Evo Japan 2018.
Right. So I've been reading about ARMS, and I know from what I've read, there's some balance issues. So
Definitely.
They're gonna have a lot of work to get that game in balance for it to be a real competitive game.
And see, my thing is like, it's already listed here as being at Evo. So I mean, are they going to use the current build? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Right. I don't know, because I don't really see Nintendo like going in and trying to make this a perfectly balanced game. They didn't really show much. I mean, they balanced Smash Brothers for Wii U to a certain extent, but I mean, there's still some pretty broken mechanics that are still in the game. I don't know. They may just have ARMS just in its current state.
Out of the bat, it was pretty obvious Nintendo was going to be pushing this to be a competitive game.
Yeah.
So my assumption and my hope is that they have a live team that's actively working to maintain balance on this game, and because they can't have a game where the balance is broken, where everybody's using one or two characters, because that's problematic. One, it makes for a boring game. Two, it makes for a boring tournament, and three, people walk away.
Yeah, I guess so. But so ARMS is going to be at Evo Japan 2018. I can't believe it. We actually joked about this, or at least I joked about it in previous episodes. But it's a thing. So maybe I should keep my mouth shut sometime.
Get that Switch and start practicing.
No. Next up on the list, and we just made reference to this, is the Arc System Works title, Dragon Ball Fighters. They unleashed footage for the newest character that was unveiled not too long ago in images, but they actually showed gameplay for Trunks. And it's the Trunks that everybody knows and loves, the one from Dragon Ball Z and not the one from Dragon Ball Super. So they showed off a lot of his special attacks, some of his combos. You can see some of his super attacks. He does the burning attack. He has like the multi-slice, like, then shoot you like from the side beam that he killed Frieza with in the anime. And it's really cool because they're taking a lot of his moveset from the anime. So it's actually like really cool to see it in action and see these models like going at it. Still no release date for it. It's still coming, still listed as early 2018. I actually got my hands on the game, and it was the E3 build of it. So they hadn't introduced anything new since then, but I got to play it a couple of times. They actually had a small scale tournament there.
Oh, wow.
As well. I didn't get to enter into it because I think they did that like on Thursday or something like that. They had like people who had to like show up and enter for the tournament. But I did get to see a lot of the game, and I got to play a lot of it. It's just as fun as it is beautiful.
So that's what I wanted to say. I'm not a huge Dragon Ball. I know of Dragon Ball Z. I had a nephew that was into it. My brother was into it. I have the March, who I game share with, is into it.
Right.
So I know of it. I know some of the characters. I've watched a show or two. But the more I see of this game, the more interested I get, because you know me, and if you watch the show, listen to the show, I like pretty. And this game is loads of pretty. It's something I would play just because of how good it looks. Yeah,
the game looks great, and it doesn't seem like it's going to have too high of a difficulty curve. Like everything is like down forward motions. It doesn't seem like it's gonna have too many mechanics to where there's like a high cap for the ceiling. The ceiling cap isn't going to be too high. So I feel like anybody who's interested in it will be able to find some success in playing it. And if they have it at Evo, hey, I might even compete on it.
Yeah. So, it's a good game. It looks like a good game, and it's definitely something I want to play. I keep saying it. I do want to get back into fighting games. I'm a bit intimidated with Street Fighter. Tekken 7 is something I don't like.
Okay.
And I've never been a Tekken fan. Although Geese looks super cool, I highly doubt I'll mess with a Tekken.
Yeah.
The only other fighting game I'm remotely interested in is Injustice, and it's just none of those have moved me.
Yeah.
but the way this game looks, just the way it looks, not based on how it plays, it just looks really nice. It's something I would more than likely play. That I will play more likely than anything that's currently available.
Yeah, I agree 100%. What's the next story that we had? Go ahead and take us through.
We got some news for Blaze Blue.
Blue.
Yeah, Blaze Blue has a cross tag game being revealed. So there's going to be a new game, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. It mashes up Blaze Blue, Persona 4 Arena, and Under Night and Birth.
Yeah.
And adds, what's that, Ruby, RWBY? Ruby to the mix, as Ruby, which we said that's like an online anime.
Yeah, it's like show. It's a show that's online. Right. It's done by the guys over at Rooster Teeth. And yeah, they're going to be incorporating at least one of the characters. I mean, I find it weird that they would only incorporate one character, but they did show off Ruby from the series. The series is also called Ruby, and that's the name of the character as well. So yeah, that's actually really cool, and it's weird because this game it incorporates 3 different like anime style fighters that if you were never able to get into it on your own, like as a single game, now you can like kind of just like have a mix of all 3 in one, because a lot of people swear by Persona 4 Arena, a lot of people swear by Blaze Blue.
Yep.
I don't know much about the third game, Under the Cross or whatever. What's it called?
Under Night and Birth.
Under Night and Birth. I don't know anything about that, but I mean, he's familiar with it and he actually wants to play it. But now, like, if you don't have time for 3 individual fighters, you just get one, and you have them all. So this is actually really cool. And it was like I said before, this game, in addition to Dragon Ball FighterZ, is what's going to put Arc System Works on the map as far as being a fighting game developer. Right,
and this is another pretty game, very very stylized, very very nicely done game. The other 2 games, the Persona 4, Under Night, I've never played those. The only Blaze Blue game I played was way back during the ending days of Dreamcast. There wasn't much available for it. I went and got that and played it for a little while, and it was interesting. I had fun with it at the time, but it's something that I never really felt the need to go back or want to go back. Doesn't mean it's a good bad game or anything. It's just my particular taste.
Right.
But is like I said earlier, it seems that the fighting genre is definitely gotten some kind of injection, and there's a lot of stuff coming, and a lot of the stuff that's coming is good stuff. It doesn't look like anything that's going to be cheesy crap or halfway done,
like a cash in or something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, this is definitely what the people have been looking forward to. Anime fighters seem to be the way of the future.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move into the next story, and we have a character reveal for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and it is God, how do you say this guy's name?
Jedha.
Jedha.
No, Jedha.
Oh, Jedha. Okay, so Jedha. Yeah, he's a Darkstalkers character. Very niche Capcom fighting franchise. Is going to get another Darkstalkers character that isn't Morrigan. So that's actually pretty cool. They showed it off during EVO with a short clip, very short clip, I should say. And so that's another character that's going to be in the game. I got my hands on Marvel Infinite while I was at EVO, and I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what to say. I mean, the controls are different from Marvel 3. But visually, it looks almost exactly the same.
Oh wow! No upgrade or anything, huh?
I mean, there's slight upgrades. I don't know. I don't want to, because the game is still in development, and there have been fixes and changes since the last build. For instance, Chun-Li's face doesn't look like it was hit by a freaking tractor trailer. so they are working on the game. I only got my hands on it for a very limited time. The line for that was freaking huge.
I can imagine. Capcom game.
Yeah, so I didn't get my hands on it for too long, but I did get to play with Ryu and Captain America. They're moving away from the weak, medium, strong attack, and then going back to more of a more traditional button layout with 2 attacks, 2 weak, a weak and a strong punch, a weak and a strong kick, and then you have a button that does for the gym. You have a gym button, and then there's another button. I don't remember what it did, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see more of it. My thing with Marvel Infinite is that it doesn't have any of the characters that I want to play as.
That's a problem.
Yeah, in Marvel 3, I played with X-23. I played with Wesker. And I played with like Spider-Man. They haven't even announced Spider-Man yet. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, those are outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that's gonna be those characters will eventually come, but there's gonna be later. There's got to be some more licensing agreements signed.
Yeah, they have to make some kind of deal with Fox.
And Sony.
yeah, because those are the characters that people like. And, since I've never really been super competitive in Marvel, it was less about, playing with a team that was like good, like, a top tier team, like, like Doctor Doom, which isn't in the game, Sentinel, which isn't in the game, and Storm or something like that. And more about just, creating these dream matchups with, characters from, different universes. That was always my thing. So I would like to see somebody like Cyclops or Gambit or something like that. I want to see some legacy X-Men characters that have been in multiple, versus games, but haven't been in.
They're coming soon, and they'll probably be they will probably cost as much as the game as DLC.
That's terrible.
I don't think there's anything Capcom can really do about it. I mean, it's Fox that holds those rights, and people want them. They're going to try to twist arms to give them out.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the last story. And we actually talked about this back in April because it was more of like an April Fool's joke. But the guys behind the what's it called? The Street Fighter EX series, Arika, they pretty much just announced that the April Fool's game that they showed off is going to be a real thing. I got my hands on it. They have been taking it around to different venues. They were at E3 and they were also at EVO over the weekend. So I got my hands on it, and while it is a broken mess of a game, I can't deny that it is pretty fun to play. They introduced like some kind of a gym feature, which allows you to like activate different like status, stat booster debuffs to the other team. It's pretty cool. But the news that came out of E3 was the inclusion of everybody's favorite character ever, Skullomania. So they showed off gameplay for him. He isn't actually in the current build that everybody was able to play. But in addition to Skullomania, they also announced God, I can't remember his name, the wrestling character, Doran, I think his name is Doran, something like that. In the Street Fighter EX series, he was like Zangief's like best friend. It's like they were like tag partners or something like that. So it's a grapple character, and everybody loves him because like all of his moves incorporate some kind of like pelvic thrust where he just like thrusts you into the air, then like grabs you and slams you. He's a pretty cool character, and they showed off that those two will be put into the game at some point in time. Still no like real hint at whether or not this will be a real thing. I mean, it is a real thing. I mean, I got my hands on it, so it is real. But there's no word on whether or not they have a publisher or if it will be released or anything. They're still calling it Mysterious Fighting Game. That's what they're actually. That's actually what they're calling it. But everybody's been calling it Arika EX is what everybody has been calling it on the internet. So we'll just have to wait and see if anything else comes out from it, because right now we do have 2 more characters, but we don't have anything else. We have not a lot else going for it. So
yeah, so I mean, it's a 3D fighter. What's this?
It's a 2D fighter.
It's a 2D fighter with 3D models.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
No, it looks gorgeous. I mean, it's running on the Unreal 4 engine. It looks freaking gorgeous. But so I was talking about the gym feature. You basically pick a loadout of different like status boosts, and you have to perform like a certain like series of events that will trigger the activation. So like let's say I pick one that says like, oh, you get unlimited super meter. You have to perform a certain task. So like for unlimited super, I had to like do like 6 supers in a round, and then it would give me unlimited super for the rest of the round. So there was a lot of things like that, and that's what kind of made the game kind of kooky, because it was like, okay, you have all of these stat boosts going on at the same time. There was ones that made you like have super armor and stuff like that. So Yama got his hands on it too. He's like, man, this thing is a mess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an early pre-alpha or alpha build. So I mean, there's going to be tons before the game is released. There'll probably be a lot more polishing, especially balancing as far as balancing goes, and we'll see. I mean, but it looks more lighthearted than any of the other fighting games, while still being a viable game. It doesn't seem to take itself ultra seriously,
right?
Which would be kind of cool, and it'd be a nice change of pace to everything else that's out there.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. More room for games that just want to be fun fighting games instead of like prepping themselves for like an E3 or like a esports league or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, but the inclusion of Skullomania got everybody hype.
yeah.
Because people have been wanting Skullomania inside of like actual Street Fighter games
forever. For years.
But they've never been able to. I'm guessing they've never been able to work out any kind of deal with Eureka, and so Eureka's like, you know what? Instead of licensing out our characters, we'll just make our own game. So I really do hope that this becomes a real thing, that they find a publisher and can like bring this to home consoles or PC.
Well, if in the trailer, it's got PS4 plastered all over the place. I'm wondering if Sony is bankrolling them.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that. But
yeah, because I didn't see. I saw in the trailer. I didn't see any mention about PC. I didn't see any mention about Xbox. It's prominently mentioned as PS4. So I don't know if it'll be an exclusive or if it's just going to be a lead console.
Yeah.
Or lead, not lead console. I should say lead platform.
Yeah. We'll definitely see, because these characters have been out of the scene for like over a decade now.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were PS2 games, the Street Fighter EX series.
The Street Fighter EX series, yeah, EX. Well, it was 2. Was it 2 or 3?
It was 3.
Was it 3?
Yeah, EX3 was the last one.
Okay.
Well, then they had some like EX3 plus, EX2 plus, or whatever.
But those were just like add-on stuff.
Yeah, just like add-ons. Yeah, like a super for Street Fighter or something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, let's. Here's to hoping that these guys can actually turn this into a game that can, we can have at home and like play, because like that is what's gonna, that's what's gonna make me happy. Like I just want to play a Skullomania, and then my homie Dark Turn Dark. I don't know if you remember him. Explosion. Explosion. Yeah, that was the homie. I like him a lot.
Yeah, that dude. Oh man.
But yeah, so that was all good of the news. Times. No, what'd you say?
I said good old times.
Yeah, old times. Yeah, good old times. Yeah. But yeah, that was all of the news that came out of EVO 2017. A full list with more details will be in the show notes down in the description. You can always check that out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on to our next segment, which is our final thoughts. And this is where we kind of just like go back and give our 2 cents on all of the stories that we talked about today. So Boogie, why don't you start us off?
Loot boxes, like I said during when we talked about the story, if it's not going to affect gameplay, it's not going to speed me through or speed other people through the game, I have no problem, especially when they're purely cosmetic. Right. People seem to love them. Just ask Overwatch. They love them. They spend tons of money on it. So yeah, it's optional good. It's nice to see it. I'm not a big Nintendo fan. I bag on Nintendo all the time, but I don't want to see anything or anybody fail. I like competition, because when there's more competition, it's better for everybody. And it's good to see that there's going to be strong. I think there'll be strong third-party support for Nintendo Switch. I don't expect especially all of the high end, when you start pushing 4K for the PlayStation Pro, Xbox One X, and that stuff. Those things will make it to Nintendo Switch. But the games that are able to be played on the Switch, like the WWE 2K18, FIFA, and those games, they'll be over there. And that's a good thing.
Right.
The Xbox One dashboard update, if you haven't gotten it, get it. The feature most people probably use is the LFG feature. When your friends post an LFG, right now you don't get a notification if you don't have the update. But if you have the update, you do get notifications when your buddies post for LFG. I think on top of it being super useful, it'll help get more people using that particular feature. Astro Gaming being purchased by Logitech. Another competitor, like we mentioned, Logitech is all over the place. They make quality devices, and them moving into the console gaming space is going to, again, more competition to those Turtle Beaches and Triton and those guys.
Right.
The Overwatch League, we got 7 people, so they've got, $140 million in the bank now for those $720 million franchises. Big money. I'm just interested to see how that works out with all of the issues I personally have with the game and some of the balance issues that people have been complaining about many times over. See how that is. And then on top of that, the meta currently sucks balls. If you cheat and you get kicked out of the house, you can't go back in because they will arrest you for trespassing.
Right.
Valve just arrested 40,000 people for trespassing. Good for them. I mean, if to get banned, you need to do a lot, and if you got banned, you deserved it. 99 times out of 100. Kingdom Hearts, that was, I can't wait. Super excited about that, and congratulations to everybody at Evo, all the competitors. And the elites that won. I'm definitely hoping to see what's his name back next year, Punk. I was rooting for him. Unfortunately, he couldn't pull through, but he made a great showing. The way he, like you said, the way he went through I just watched the final 8, and the way he blew through those guys was something to watch. And then all of the news out of Evo, like I said, games. Abigail. Whatever. Geese Howard looks cool. I won't be picking up Tekken, but I'm definitely interested in the Dragon Ball Fighters. Dragon Ball Z Fighter.
Z. It's Fighter Z.
Oh, it's not Dragon Ball Z Fighter?
No, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Okay. Or Fighters with a Z. I don't know.
I'm definitely interested in that. That looks cool. Marvel vs. Capcom is going to have problems until they get the X-Men in there. And Blaze Blue looks nice. And the Eureka game, it looks kind of cool as well.
Yeah. As for me, as far as the loot boxes, I agree with you on that. As long as it's purely cosmetic, I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't enhance anybody's ability to win. So I'm all for that. Not a huge fan of the Rainbow Six series, so this is a story that doesn't really concern me too much. As far as the Nintendo Switch, it is good that they're going to be getting third-party support. Kind of validates that picture of all the third-party developers that were supposedly working on Switch games. You remember that? It's we have all of these companies working on games, so this kind of validates that, because to me it doesn't seem outside of the kid market, it doesn't really seem like something that I would go out of the way to develop for, because I have an install base already. But they're trusting in the Switch, and it has been selling. We were we were wrong in the past when we thought that it wouldn't sell, but Jesus Christ, that thing has been selling like hotcakes.
They can't keep them in stock. They can't make enough.
I actually wanted one for the Splatoon release. I don't think I'm going to get one unless I'm going to pay $100 extra, which I don't.
Yeah, blame Apple for that, because apparently it's Apple that has all of the capacity for some of the chips that they need for their Switch.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. The Xbox One dashboard update. While we did try out, probably one of my favorite features is the multi-stream feature on Mixer. That's actually really cool. We have to experiment with that a little bit more, in the upcoming weeks. So that's going to be really fun. Astro Gaming being bought by Logitech. I actually owned a pair of Astro Gaming headphones for a very limited amount of time. I didn't really like them, and they were really, really freaking expensive. But as far as Astro equipment, I do have the I don't know what the hell this thing is. I can't remember, but it's like it's a mix amp. Yeah, I have a mix amp, and that's what I use to get audio.
Oh wow.
From my computer and my PC and all that. So I can say that they do make some pretty high quality stuff. But hopefully with them being bought out by Logitech, they'll bring some of the prices down on their headphones, because them shits are expensive.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Does Logitech really have like super expensive headphones?
Yeah, they have a super expensive everything. They have
$400.
They have $400 universal remote controls.
Oh no, well I don't know. I don't know.
So
but
yeah, I
didn't
imagine.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy the headphone that they gave me for the price, so I ended up returning it.
Logitech usually does all tiers. They usually have entry level, mid level, and high end.
Okay, yeah.
So I can imagine they do something like that where you can get maybe like a 50, 100, and then 150 or something like that.
Okay, yeah. I don't remember how much I paid for the other Astros I got, but I think it was more than 150. But Overwatch, the League, I'm just waiting for it to actually become a thing so I can watch it and see how hype it is. Valve issuing the ban hammer on 40. Like, yo, that was a trap and a half, dude. They was waiting. Got him. It's a trap, yo. They got them boys. They got them boys. So yeah, if you got banned, don't go back in like thinking everything's gravy, man.
You had to be extra to get banned. I mean,
yeah, like super extra. I think a lot of the people that were banned may have been involved in that CS:GO Lotto debacle.
Oh, really? They were banning people? I don't remember them. I mean, 40,000 people. That's a lot of people.
Well, it mentioned it in the article that I read that some of the people that were banned were included in that whole debacle. Yeah,
it's possible. But like I said, it takes a lot to get banned. It's just like going to jail. It takes a lot to go to jail. Yeah. You don't just happen to go to jail, and you don't just happen to get banned. I mean,
yeah. So look out. Kingdom Hearts 3. Really excited for that game. I can't wait for it to come out. It was at the time when it was announced. I don't believe that they said that it was coming out on Xbox. And when they said it was coming out on Xbox, that was like, okay, I don't have to buy a PlayStation now because I'm gonna get it on Xbox. Because on console, they've been exclusively PlayStation games.
I don't think did they say who it was coming out on?
No, it's coming out on Xbox and PlayStation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you can get it on both consoles. Yep. Again, congratulations to all of the winners out of EVO. And actually, the new Challenger Discord, they actually had a handful of competitors. None of them made it out of pools, though. So we were really upset. Everybody drowned in pools. So hopefully next year we could get some new Challenger guys. Because I was wearing the T-shirt and everything, man. We was super hyped. But I think Icy Knee made it the furthest in pools. He went 3-2, I believe. Wow. Everybody else either like lost at 2-2 or in some cases 0-2. Oh, wow. Yeah, so shouts out to everybody from the new Challenger Discord. Those guys are awesome, and we actually had a good time. I got to meet some of the members, so that was really cool. It was like, damn, TrueSonic, I haven't seen you in a long time. It's like, yeah, I don't play Street Fighter like that no more. So it was good to see those guys. And as far as the news coming out of EVO, yo, it is a good time to be a fighting game fan.
Yeah, definitely.
Because not only do we have quality characters, minus Abigail coming out for current games, but we have some really, really dope games.
Not a fan of Abigail.
I'm not a fan of Abigail at all, man. Not a fan. They could have put Hagar, man. Hagar hasn't been in the Street Fighter game. He would have been a better pick, in my opinion. Hagar's awesome.
Abigail's just a grunt.
He's just a freaking grunt, dude. And like I can understand putting somebody like Hugo, because Hugo was also a Final Fight grunt, but he's damn near a legacy character now because he was in Street Fighter 3, and then they put him in 4, and in Cross Tekken too. So he's kind of like a legacy character now.
Okay, got it.
But forget Abigail. It's just dumb. Just but yeah, besides that, it's a good time to be a fighting game fan. I'm looking forward to Dragon Ball FighterZ. Looking forward to watching EVO Japan 2018. I really want to see what high level ARMS gameplay looks like. I want to see what ARMS look like in a high level.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
I'm going to start trolling. I'm going to start watching around to see if there's any kind of tournaments that are streamed, or even just on Twitch or somewhere. Yeah. See if I can find something to see what it's like, because I hear the game it's a ton of strategy when you use the different arms and the power ups and stuff. But I also have heard that there's a couple of characters that were just like OP. And apparently there's also a crappy meta to go with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but just like any game, when you get the pros involved, they're gonna find something.
Yep.
And when there's money involved, there's gonna be people that want to win it. So
exactly.
So we'll see. We'll see a new meta real soon, hopefully.
Yeah. True.
Somebody's gonna figure out how to break that. But yeah, good time for fighting games, and I can't wait to see what what the future holds.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah, but that's going to go ahead and conclude our show. Once again, I want to give out a shout out to our sponsor, the New Challenger Discord. Go to newchallenger.gg for more information. Those guys are awesome. It's a vibrant community filled with a lot of coaches, a lot of tournaments, a lot of chances and opportunities to get good at your favorite fighting game. So go to newchallenger.gg, join the Discord, get familiar with the people involved. And let them know that TrueSonic sent you, even though I don't go there too much often anymore. But yeah, that's going to end our show, guys. We want to thank all of you for tuning in. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcasting app, we also want to thank you for that. And Boogie, before we get out of here, let them know where they can listen to us.
You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, or any other podcatcher. If you have your favorite podcasting app, we are in the general directory. Search us by Weekly Gaming News Show or AWGNS. Go to iTunes, go to Google, leave us some feedback, comments, rate us. Let us know. We will be releasing or moving into year 2 or season 2.
Yes, very soon.
With some new visuals and maybe even some new music, and we want to hear from you. What do you like? What don't you like? Give us some ideas. And we do love this show. We love doing the show, and we want you to love it too.
Yeah, we want to do everything to make this a better experience for everybody, because even if we weren't doing the podcast, we would still be talking about video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more spread out during the week instead of like 1.5 hours on any given day. But we would still be talking about games, and we like talking about games and getting feedback and conversing with you guys. So definitely hit us up on our social media or wherever you're consuming this media. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment in the comment section. And just hit us up, man. Debate me. You know what I'm saying?
Debate me.
Debate me. Yeah. Let us know what you guys think. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it there. We are your hosts once again. My name is Trenell.
My name is Todd.
And we will catch you guys
Sunday.
Yes. So it'll still be this week. It'll be on Sunday. Well,
I guess that is.
Yeah, it's still next week. Yeah, it's still next week. So we'll catch you guys next week.
Peace out.
Peace out.